everybody, aka GK Fralin. You call me Glenda. For those of you who are new, the reason I do go by the aka GK Fralin is because GK Fralin is what I write under. I'm an author, fiction. My first book was The Search by GK Fralin. I found out later there wouldn't be, but there's some other books called that. Anyway, 6 Strange Short Stories is another one. That is only in electronic form, or you can download your in text or PDF to your computer and just copy it off. It's 6 short stories, exactly what it is. And some of them get into the real oddities of what's inside here. But anyway, that, and I have just finished my, I wrote Who Be Charlie Be. There was a man with dark skin, born to a white couple. He was born in 1885. And in 1897, the family moved here to our town here and built a boarding house. So anyway, I did 10 years of research and got some information about him and his family, and I've tried to take the spirit of that into the book. And it's definitely, the young man faces a lot of things. And probably some of what you would imagine to face, and some of it may be not so hard for him because of his family's supportive nature. But you really get, I hope you get some feel. I can't know either. I wasn't there. But I certainly have imagined a lot. Anyway, the first book took place in 1905, and from there to 1910, he is into another phase of life. He's now, he's a man. He was 20 in the first book, but anyway, he's a man now. He's been out on his own a little, and he's trying to figure out who he is, and that's why it's called Finding Charlie for the second book. So we'll see what happens if I get a third book out there. I'm hoping to, but right now I just want to get this one done. I've loved writing it, don't get me wrong, but I've had a lot of interruptions with it because of my health, somebody else's health. Just things that just, maybe interrupted more than we would have liked. But anyway, and that's something you'll hear me say a lot is, but anyway. So if you're new, please do subscribe. If you like what I've got to say, hit like. And come back and see me again. Go back and watch some of the old ones. They're not all COPD. The COPD's always there because I've got it. But they're not all centered on COPD. There's a lot of fun. I have fun. I'm not here just to bawl on everybody's shoulder. That's boring. It's boring for me to do. Today I worked on the beads. I went through those beads and I actually made a necklace. I've got a little clip, I'm hoping, in this camera here that I will be able to upload and show you the beginnings of it. And then I'm going to show you what the finished product looks like. I want to put it on and wear it. I am just so proud of myself. Anyway, I'm happy as a clam. Bake. Anyway, yesterday I asked people, and I'm still asking, if you have just a short, funny story about something you did as a kid to your parents, something ornery, or something that you just did, maybe something you did or that your kids did My kids called me weird, funny names when they wanted something. How kids will do that. And that was in the last, yesterday's vlog. I discussed that, and it was just fun to talk about, just fun. And no, we always called our parents mom and dad, I think. I don't remember, unless it was something that got us in a lot of trouble calling them anything else. But I do remember we got into a lot of shenanigans. We lived on a farm. If you can't get into shenanigans on a farm, something wrong with you. And we were a family of 6 children. I was second oldest. But one of the things we did, and this is going to sound bizarre, but we always, we had horses. And, well, there was, the sire was a quarter horse. The dam was a, or the mare, sorry. The mare was a paint. Oh, she was beautiful. But she just stood. I mean, you had to reach to make her that 14 hands high to call her a horse instead of a pony. But she was the dickens. We would get on her back, and we had this tree. Of course, we were kids. You got to remember, we're a little shorter in the saddle than we would be now, but big enough to do some things. But we had a tree that had a branch that came out like this, and it wasn't one that went straight up toward the sun. This particular one, it came out, one of those straight branches, not completely, but, fairly straight. Anyway, so we would climb on her, and she was pretty good most of the time. But anyway, one would be in the saddle, right, directing the horse, and the other one would be behind the saddle. We'd go running under that limb, or we'd get her galloping under that limb, and whoever's on the back behind the saddle, grab the limb and pop right off. We could have broke our necks. But we did it, and we kept doing it. And I don't know if anybody ever got hurt with that one. I know we got hurt at some odd shenanigans we did here or there, but that's just being kids, Our kids did things. Okay, I'm beating, not bleeding. Okay, this is what I've got so far. Now my husband got me some wire. I tried it with the thread, and I don't know, it just seems like it doesn't work as well. I mean, it does on some things, those who weave their beads. I have not reached that point. I'm just barely stringing them. But anyway, like I said, I started this out on, I'm going to set it down before I goof up again. Excuse me. I started that out on thread, and I went to try and get it around my neck, which I thought I was following what they said to do on length, but obviously not, because it wouldn't even get around. Anyway, so I was trying. Oh, there's one of my needles. I better not lose that. That's a threading needle for the threads. But anyway, I dropped one end, and guess where all the beads went? All the beads went on the floor. Anyway, whew. Yep, all the beads went on the floor. So I'm trying to get it back together, because I did spill them one more time off the wire. And that was simply because, well, I just did it, I'm sorry. So I'm trying to match these on either side. I'm not worried so much about, as you can see, about finding all the same in-between beads. Although I'm trying to match them to each side as much as I can. And when I get it to that point where my husband's home and he can help me put the ends on, the clasps, get them on, then we'll have something. But I am so scared to lift that thing up. I don't want to lose them again. Oh. So I am down to what I've got here as far as, I've got gobs and gobs of beads, don't get me wrong. I've got gobs of beads. But I'm down to trying to find more matches, which means digging. Because they're there, there's a lot of them, but I've got to dig. So I will be back later in the day, hopefully, with some kind of completed product. And I'll probably talk to you in between, or maybe not, I don't know. But hopefully I'll get back to you with a completed product sometime today. Anyway. I just put the whole thing on, bragging to you about it and everything. I mean, I showed how I put it on and everything. And I didn't even have a camera on. Yeah, dunce, but I need the cone cap. But isn't that cool? I just love it. I mean, yeah, it may not be the art that some people would do, but I really don't see anything wrong with it. I don't think it looks like any old cheapy thing. I think it looks like kind of earthy and me. It looks more like something I'd wear. Just kind of earthy. Of course, I don't wear a lot of jewelry, but most of the time that's because, well, I've gotten where I'm just out of the habit. I haven't, but never really got into it because I was allergic to just about anything with nickel in it. And so I had to wear a little higher grade of things. But I put a little leaf pendant, see? Started out with a little leaf pendant in the middle. And then I'd separate it with different kinds of small beads. Then I'd put on the big beads. And that until I got back here. I didn't, back in here I didn't use the big beads because, well, that would just be uncomfortable. I don't know, some might, but then went to smaller beads and stuff. So anyway, I just love it. I'm so proud of myself. Alrighty, I am going to say goodnight. And I'm going to say have a good night and a good mañana. And I will be back tomorrow. But I want some stories in them comments, peoples, so I could read them online, because I do. I read your little stories and certain comments. I will read them online. So, anyway, I am going to go now. My throat's getting dry for one thing. But get a small bag of beads and make yourself a necklace. Don't get the whole big bucket unless you're really going to commit to it, which I think I'll probably commit some time. So that dining room table is going to be busy for a while, off and on. So anyway, as I said, see you tomorrow. Have a good one.